my name is Jazz and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, my loves. I hope you're doing great today. And for today's video, I have a really fun video to share with you. I'm going to be doing some DIYs for my kitchen, and I'm going to be adding some decals using my Cricut. And I want to say thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. These DIYs turned out amazing with a really high-end look, and they're so on a budget. You can use them for any season, and they're going to look amazing on your kitchen. So I hope that you can get inspired by these ideas, and if you like them, a big thumbs up. That really helps to support this channel, and make sure that you're subscribed and hit the bell to get notified every single time that I'm going to be uploading new videos. And remember to follow me on all my social media pages, my webpage jazomy.com, and also on my other channel Jazomy Home. We're going to be uploading a new video really soon, so make sure that you check the link in the description box and make sure that you're subscribed on that other channel. So yeah, I hope that you like this one, and let's get started. I'm going to be creating 5 different projects using my Cricut Maker, and for the first one I'm going to be creating these 3 small cubes or like planters, and I'm going to be putting them on my kitchen, or you can put them outside. And you're going to need these 3 cube organizers that you can get at Dollar Tree, and you can paint them any color you want. I decided to use my Waverly Waxing Antique color. I really love the wood texture, so I'm going to be using these, and once I paint them, I'm going to be using a piece of fabric to remove all of the excess of wax that they can have. Once I paint them and they are dry, I'm going to be using my sanding sponge, and I'm going to be sanding all of the edges of the wood just to give them more dimension, and I just love to always do that on my projects. To design my decals, I'm going to be using my Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to be writing on text mint, cilantro, and thyme. You can select and change the font and the size of your decals, and then you can cut them. I'm going to be using my Cricut Maker, and I'm going to be using some vinyl, and you can select the material, and then your Cricut Maker is going to be cutting and doing the rest of the job. With this Cricut machine, you can cut so many materials, and I decided to use this vinyl that has this clay color that I just love, and I'm going to let my Cricut Maker do all of the magic, and it's going to cut these decals in less than 1 minute. It's so fast, and it cuts just so perfect. Once my machine cut my decal, I'm going to be removing all of the vinyl that I don't need from the letters. And also you can purchase these tools that works perfect to work with your decals, and you can find so many things on Cricut.com. Of course, I'm going to leave you the link in the description box of the video. Once you have that part ready, you're going to need some transfer tape to transfer your decals to any surface, and I decided to put 1 word on each of the cubes that I have. Now I decide to add like some faux plants or greenery that I just have at home that looks like what it says in the cubes. You maybe can add some real plants. It's just that I'm really bad at having them alive, so I decide to use some faux ones, and this is how my project turned out. An easy project that anyone can do, and that is going to look amazing on your kitchen, maybe hanging on the wall or on any surface. For this next project, I'm going to be creating an iron-on project in this tote bag. It's super easy, you're going to see. First, I'm going to be working on my Cricut Design Space, and on images, I'm going to search for the word broccoli, and I found these really cute pictures that has some vegetables. You can also search something like that, like vegetables or fruits or any image that you like. Next, I'm going to add a text that says groceries, and you can change the font and the size and adjust everything. And next, I'm going to be working with iron-on, so you need to make sure that you select that material and that your mirror is turned on. and that the iron-on material, I mean like this shiny side, is facing down on your mat so that your Cricut Maker can cut on this material. Once my machine cut it, I'm going to be removing all of the iron-on material that I don't need from my image or my project. It's so easy to work with iron-on. Next, I'm going to be using this tote bag that I got from Dollar Tree, and I love the color and I love the size. I just think that it was the perfect project to try these. In order to transfer these iron-on to your fabric, you need to add some heat. So I'm going to be using my Easy Press. I'm going to turn this on to 330 degrees for 30 seconds, and I'm going to apply that to the fabric, and then you can add your iron on top, center everything, put the Easy Press on top for 30 seconds. You can change and adjust the temperature and the time on your Easy Press depending on the fabric that you are working with. Once that part is ready, you need to let cool down this plastic piece and then remove it very carefully. Once I was done, this is how my project turned out. I add some of these weights that I got from Amazon that I love, and I think this project turned out amazing. Super easy, on a budget, and it looks perfect to hang or any space on your kitchen to give it that farmhouse touch on that space. I like to keep all my food recipes on one place, so I'm going to DIY something super easy to keep them organized. I'm going to be using this crate from Dollar Tree, and I think it's the perfect size. It's not too big, not too small, but I want to change the color for something a little bit different. So I'm going to be using some white chalk paint, and I'm going to give these only one coat of paint. That's more than enough. If you like the white color, you can do it like me, or you can change it for any color that you prefer and that match with your kitchen. Once I paint these, I'm going to let it dry so good, and I'm going to be creating a lid for these. I'm going to be using this small piece of wood that I found on my garage, and I cut it the size that I need. Next, I'm going to give it another tone, another color, so I decided to go with black. I'm going to be using my Waverly chalk paint in ink color, and I'm going to give it one coat of paint on both sides. Once it is dry, this is how it's going to look, and you can add like a small handle. So I'm going to be sticking a small Jenga block on top with hot glue. Okay, once both pieces are done, this is how they look, and of course I need to identify these. I need to add a decal. So I'm going to be using my Cricut Designs page to design my recipe decal, and I'm going to change the font and adjust and change the size, and then I'm going to cut it on this beautiful vinyl in this green tone. It is like an olive color, and then I'm going to be removing all of the vinyl that I don't need on my decal, and I'm going to add a transfer tape on top, and then I'm going to transfer these on my crate. Once I was done, this is how my project turned out. It's just the most easy project to do, guys, and you have so many fonts and designs or images that you can use on your Cricut Designs page to create any kind of project. It is good to keep things identified, not only for you, but for your little ones. So I'm going to create a super simple labels with my machine. I'm going to be using these jars that I get from Dollar Tree, and they have a plastic lid, and I think that maybe I can change that to make them look a little bit more with like a high-end, more farmhouse, perfect now for fall. So I'm going to be using some of these jute twine, and I'm going to cover the lids with these using some hot glue. You maybe can change the color with some paint or add any other texture that you like. Once I cover both of the lids with the jute twine, this is how they are going to look, and I decided to add an extra touch. So I'm going to be using these two small pieces of wood, also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stick them on the top of the lid. Okay, now that this part is ready, you can add the lids on the jars, And from there, it's time to create the labels. I'm going to be using my Cricut Designs page, and I'm going to be searching on images for the labels. You have so many options of labels. I searched for the word nuts, and I found a really cute and simple one. So I'm going to be using that one and adjust the size, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for the granola label. I'm going to make sure that both of these labels are the same size, and then I'm going to let my Cricut Maker cut them in this beautiful clay vinyl color. And once that part is ready, I just need to remove the vinyl that I don't need from my labels, then add the transfer tape and transfer these labels on each one of the jars. You can do these on any jar that you have, a plastic one, from glass, from metal, and these labels are going to work amazing. They're going to stay for a long time, or maybe you can remove them later if you want to put something different inside of the jars. Once that it's done, this is how they're going to look on your kitchen. I decided to create a huge sign for my kitchen. I'm going to be using this long piece of panel, and it's about 5 inches width. I sand everything to make sure that I have a smooth surface, and then I'm going to be using my wax in antique color to give it one coat of paint, and I'm going to use a piece of fabric just to remove any excess of wax that maybe the wood has. Once it is dry, I'm going to be using my sanding sponge, and like always, I'm going to be sanding all of the edges, and this is going to give it more dimension, and it's going to add a really nice touch to the sign. I'm going to be using my Cricut Designs page, and I'm going to write the word kitchen. I'm going to align everything, make sure that all of the letters are centered from top to bottom. And this decal is going to be so big. It's going to have about 23 inches long. Once I adjust the size and the letters, I'm going to cut these, and I'm going to be using these stencil vinyl that you can get. You can also use like a regular vinyl, but I decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be adding this stencil vinyl on a 24 inches mat. Next, I'm going to remove the stencil that I don't need, like the letters. I'm going to add a transfer tape on top to be able to transfer this stencil on my sign. I'm going to center my stencil on my piece of wood, and then I'm going to be removing the transfer tape to be able to paint on this stencil. For the paint, I'm going to be using this Waverly chalk paint in plaster color. I really like this color because it's not white, it's not like cream. It's the perfect ivory touch, and it's perfect to create pieces and make them look very farmhouse and like antique. So that's what I'm going to be doing, creating this technique with a sponge. I'm not going to cover the whole letters with the paint. I'm going to leave small places without it to give it that farmhouse look. Once it is dry, you can remove the stencil, and this is how your project is going to look for the moment. If you want to hang these on your wall, you can add this tooth hanger on top, and you can hang these on your kitchen. And this is how the project turned out. It's so easy, so simple to make. I love when I use my Cricut to create stencils, and you can do it with any design or image or text. Guys, I hope that you like and enjoy today's video, that you can get inspired by these ideas. They're so simple, so easy to make, and I hope that you like them. And if you do, please a big thumbs up. That really helps to support my channel. Let me know in the comments which of these ideas is one of your favorites. I love the tote bag, and I also love how this last project turned out, but let me know which one is your favorite in the comments, and make sure that you are subscribed, hit the bell, and share this video with friends and family. Remember to follow me on all my social media pages, webpage, and my other channel, Jazomy home, and also check my description box. I'm going to leave you the Cricut.com link in my Amazon store, so make sure that you check that. And yeah, I hope that you like this video, and see you on my next one. Bye guys.